All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So yesterday I decided to watch Echo to see what the hype was about because I had seen like the poor ratings kind of, and just to see for myself what I thought of the series. I've not finished it yet, but I finished the first episode, so I'm gonna like review that and give my first impressions basically. Um, so to start off, I'm not even gonna lie, I zoned out halfway through the episode. That could be my attention span just, deteriorating, or it could also be like because the episode was boring or a bit of both. I'm not sure. Um, so let's talk about some things that I did enjoy in the episode. That was number one, I like that the mature rating returned in the MCU, for the show at least, because I think for like a show like Echo, it is really fitting for that type of show that requires a lot of violence and stuff like that. And Marvel finally took the risk, and they're not scared to like take that risk in a show like this. And it also allows for like great fight scenes to occur in the show and in the future of the MCU should they keep on making shows in that and movies in that rating. Number two, I also enjoyed really seeing Daredevil once more, even though I think uh, their portrayal of the character was kind of flawed. I still enjoyed seeing the character once more. It got me a little bit more excited for his show that's coming out because I'm interested to see how they handle the fight scenes there, and the writing and the character overall. Which leads me to my first problem with the episode, and that was the fight scenes, especially the one with Daredevil. It just seemed really fake with poor choreography, and I think it was literally put there for the sake of promotion and advertising to the show, which is kind of fair. I don't blame them, but um, yeah. So I personally thought that it was poorly choreographed, and I'll try to put up like a clip on here. There was a literal second pause when Maya was fighting Daredevil, where she telegraphed her kick, and it was like a second pause before she decided to kick him on his head. And it was just so like I thought because I saw that clip earlier before the episode came out, and I thought that that was just them rehearsing or not the proper footage or something, and that was it. That was a proper clip, and I'm kind of surprised that they left that in there because it just looked very fake, and it just brought me out of it instantly because it just lost the magic with the show, and also the constant camera movements as well was kind of hard to keep track of and follow. So I saw someone mention in another video that I watched that a character would go out of the frame because they got kicked or whatever, and the camera pans back to the character that kicked her out of frame, and Maya just randomly comes back in. So we don't know how she recovers from getting injured or whatever else. And there are also a lot of flaws with the injuries and just the capabilities of the weapons that Daredevil was using against Maya. Also, this is not to talk of the fact that Maya would not last in a fight with Daredevil at all, I think, in my opinion. I know that the character in the comics counterpart has the ability to copy someone's fighting style, but if it's the same way that Taskmaster's ability from Black Widow works, she would need to study Daredevil and watch clips of him fighting. And she did neither of those. She didn't watch him fight. That was her first time fighting Daredevil. And if anything, at the max, I think it should allow for Maya to be able to mimic Daredevil's like fight moves, but not his fighting style. And also, this was before she fought Hawkeye or Ronin, and this was before she even had experience fighting with under fists operations. So for her to be able to survive or even hold her own for some time, it's just kind of like find another way to like pair up the characters properly. And that's why I also think it was just shoved in there for the sake of promotion of the show. All right, so moving on. Overall, the episode seemed a little bit rushed. The editing never really allowed for the show to breathe and just settle. It takes place across like various time periods. At the beginning, we see Maya's ancestors, and then she's being told a story, and then we see her mother's unfortunate passing in a car crash, and then Maya and her father move out of the city, then start running under Fisk's operations while Maya trains martial arts. And then Maya's father gets killed by Hawkeye, and then Fisk takes her under his wing and enlists her to start running operations for him. And then she finds out that Fisk killed her father. And then towards the end of the episode, now she has plans to take over Fisk's operations. So that was basically it. But I think for the amount of time, well, 48 minutes is probably enough, but like for the amount of time and the amount of jump cuts and the amount of like unnecessary things in there, I need more time especially with the limited amount of dialogue that they had in the show and in the episode. And you're gonna have to flesh it out more, or like have the pacing be more slow because there were a lot of cuts and time skips as well, and that just kind of like made me lose interest a little bit. And yeah, this is something I would probably in the past agree with because I do like that like shows can kind of happen quickly because it brings the viewer along and it doesn't have time to just sit there and not do anything. But in this case, like I said, there's not much dialogue audibly, um, and I think even in general, in any type of dialogue, there's not much of that either. And Maya is a character that I haven't seen before, and to introduce an original character, I think you're going to have to spend more time fleshing out that character and her backstory and her origin, and you can't just like jump between time periods like that. So yeah, that's about it so far. Leave a comment down below what you thought of the series, and yeah, that's about it. God bless. Peace.